Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and hail to you. Welcome to the Stoic Lokian, and this the series in which we take a deep dive into the Havamal. The Havamal that I will be reading from is Benjamin Thorpe's translation, the Pocket Havamal, which you can get on Amazon. I'll also post a link in the description as well, so that you can simply click on that and make your purchase from there. So today we'll be reading stanza 3. Very similar vibes to stanza 2, to be fair, which I guess you'll understand and get as we work our way through. So I will just dive straight in, if I may. So, stanza 3. Fire is needful to him who is come in, and whose knees are frozen. Food and raiment a man requires, whoe'er the fell has travelled. So, in the context of Old Norse, in the context of heathenry, this stanza from the Havamal highlights the essential needs of a traveller or a guest. And we spoke much about that in the last episode. In the sense that in the episode a guest has come in. In this one though, this one's slightly different. So this is more about warmth and comfort, I guess. The reference to fire, for example, being necessary for someone with frozen knees does underscore the harsh climate of the Norselands. And if you're listening to this in the UK, or pretty much anywhere in the world, to be fair, winters can be a bit harsh. So that opportunity to provide some warmth for your guest is a welcome one. Not just for you as an opportunity to build frith with this person, but also as an opportunity to them, in the literal instance of getting warm. So, really, really important. Fire provided not only physical warmth, but also a sense of security and comfort. And we all feel that when we're sat around the fire with our fellow heathens. It does give you that additional feeling of comfort. Not just the warmth that it provides, but it does give you that sort of sense of security. And I really like that idea that the fire is not just about warmth, but also about security and comfort as well. And the mention of food and raiment, or clothing, emphasises the basic necessities required by anyone who has faced challenges in the wilderness. And that challenges in the wilderness, it's not necessarily just the wilderness. You may have a guest come round who's been caught out in the rain, for example, and they've turned up absolutely drenched, and you might have clothes that fit them. So why would you not offer? You would offer a towel at the very least. So why not offer something to get changed into to get dry? They are friends, they are guests after all. So it's not like you're going to lose those items of clothing. But it is a very welcome treat for anyone in that sort of circumstance. Again, sort of talking about, when we refer back to the previous stanza where hospitality and interconnectedness was a major theme running through stanza 2, hospitality is also a major theme running through stanza 3. Not just hospitality as well, it's about support for travellers. And this was highly valued in an Old Norse context, at least from the literature that I've read. And I guess it's something that is maybe lacking in today's society. Certainly not among the heathen community. You will experience that everywhere you go, but in general society there does appear to be this lacking of hospitality and support for our fellow human beings. And it's very communal. Again, it does tie back to that interconnectedness, and I think I said it in episode 2, interconnectedness is definitely something that runs throughout the Havamal. Certainly hospitality does, But it's really, really important that we remember that, and that we are all interconnected, and that we do, and I'm, just reiterating the same point that I've already made in the previous episode, but by reiterating that we are all interconnected, it just reminds us to treat one another how we would also expect to be treated. Very common phrase nowadays. From a Stoic perspective, this stanza resonates with the Stoic principles of recognizing and fulfilling basic needs. The stanza aligns with the Stoic idea that external circumstances are indifferent, but taking care of our physical well-being is a rational and virtuous action. Just as the stanza speaks of providing warmth, sustenance and clothing, Stoicism teaches the importance of self-care and extending care to others, ensuring their physical well-being and their mental well-being to a large extent as well. The Stoics believe that, or believe today, that fulfilling these basic needs contributes to living a life in accordance with reason and nature. I would say there's a quote from Seneca that comes to mind when I read this stanza. The quote from Seneca, and I'll just read it again, as I've written it down. Wherever there is a human being, there is an opportunity for a kindness. And I'm going to read that again because I think it's really important. Wherever there is a human being, there is an opportunity for a kindness. And if we can live our lives in that way, we can make such a big difference, in many cases without even realising what kind of difference we're making. But this quote does reflect the Stoic belief in the universality, or again, the connectedness of human connection and the potential for acts of kindness. It underscores the idea that our interactions with others present opportunities to extend care, compassion and support. This aligns with the Stoic virtue of practicing benevolence and virtue in our interactions with fellow human beings. We have that opportunity every day, and every day we should seize that opportunity. In a modern world context, I'd say this stanza carries meaningful lessons that can resonate across cultures and eras. The stanza reminds us of the importance of providing for those in need. Acts of kindness such as offering warmth, food and clothing are fundamental expressions of empathy and compassion. In our pursuit of material comforts, we can sometimes overlook the fundamental necessities of life. We are very much a capitalist and consumerist society, and because of that, because it's constantly all around us, it's really easy to fall into that trap. And I guess that's one thing that heathenry does for me. It reminds me to take a step back from that, appreciate what we've got around us. I'm sat in a car now with loads of trees next to me, after just taking a gentle stroll on the field, and it's that reminder. Get out of society a little bit if you need to. Xavier Rudd says it beautifully. When you feel the weight of the world getting you down, take a stroll to the nearest water's edge and remember your place. It's a beautiful, beautiful quote. But this stanza encourages us to remain mindful of those essential needs of ourselves and others. Remember, it's not just you that needs certain things. There are other people that need that as well. It also gives us a real sort of sense of gratitude. Reflecting on the stanza can foster gratitude for the conveniences we often take for granted. It's a reminder to appreciate the simple comforts that make life more bearable. Those simple comforts like having clothes on your back, like having food in your cupboards, like having a roof over your head. All of those things are your simple comforts, and it's really easy to forget that you have those and that you are far more fortunate than others, and instead of chasing that next thing, thinking it's always going to make you happy and it never does, remind yourself of those basic necessities that you have and that you appreciate. The sense of communal support depicted in this stanza also remains really relevant today. When we extend a helping hand to those in need, we strengthen the bonds of our communities. Heathenry, if you are a practicing heathen in the UK, you will know that community is vitally important in heathenry in general. Vitally important. And it's exactly the same in Stoicism. As a Stoic, it's important to appreciate the community, contribute to the community, give something back to the community, not just take from it all the time, not just be a silent player. Get out there and take part, get involved, even if that means litter picking for an hour. It's giving something back to the community. It's reminding you your own self of the beauty that's around you. Can make a massive difference. I know when I suffered with mental health for a while, going out and doing a litter pick for an hour made a massive difference to my own mental health. I would do the litter pick, I would look around at the work that I've done and go, I've done that, I've contributed to that. So it can make a real difference by remembering that element of community that, that's really important. It also as well, by acknowledging and fulfilling basic needs, we also align with Stoic virtues such as wisdom, courage and justice. Wisdom, courage and justice being very core central tenets for Stoicism. Caring for others embodies these virtues and contributes to a virtuous life. And I'm not just saying live a virtuous life to be perceived as virtuous. I mean live a virtuous life so that you yourself know that you are doing the best you can, you are being the best you can be. In essence, stanza 3 serves as a timeless reminder of our shared humanity, advocating for compassion, empathy and practical care for one another. So it's not just about a guest in your home, it's about the wider aspects of your life and your community. Both Old Norse wisdom and Stoic philosophy converge in recognising the significance of attending the basic needs and fostering, again, that word is there again, a sense of interconnectedness. Vitally important that we all remember that, and I guess that's probably why I'm maybe badgering on about it a little bit. So just to confirm, as I've ended episodes 1 and 2, I will end episode 3 in the same way, and I will read the stanza back to you. Stanza 3. Fire is needful to him who is coming and whose knees are frozen. Food and raiment a man requires, who other fell has travelled. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff that helps this channel grow. I do this voluntarily. I don't get paid for this. So the more interactions I get, the better, really. The more it makes it worthwhile, I guess. Nice to give something back. So thank you for watching, for listening. Hail to you. And I will see/hear you on the next one. Thank you. Bye-bye.